Hey, somebody asked me recently what was my favorite Bible story. That's like asking me what's my favorite food. There's so many. But one came to mind. One comes to mind tonight. And if you're watching this video, I believe God knew that before you were even born, and that maybe there's a message here for you tonight. It's the story of Mephibosheth, grandson of Saul. He was a crippled boy. He was crippled as a baby when the enemy armies approached, and a nurse picked him up to run away with him. She fell down. So for no fault of his own, he was crippled. He, being a descendant of Saul, was being sought by David. After David became king, he said, "Are there any descendants of Saul left?" And his servants told him about Mephibosheth. He said, "Bring him to me." When Mephibosheth got this word, he was worried. Often, in times of old, when a new king took office, he would kill all the members of the former king's family, so there would be no chance of a future uprising. Mephibosheth was brought to King David. He came into his presence and he bowed down with his face to the floor, and he asked for mercy. And David said, "I'm not going to hurt you. It's not in my heart to hurt you. I made a covenant with Jonathan, with your grandfather, and that covenant extends to you." He spoke to the servants there and he said, "Restore all of his land to him. All the land that was once Saul's, give it to him, and work the land for him." He appointed servants to work the land for him. And he says, "I restore him this day. But as far as he goes, he will sit with me at my table." Mephibosheth went to the table of the king that day, and he took his place. And as he sat there, you could have walked into the room and observed everyone sitting at that table, and you never would have known that there was a crippled man sitting there. See, when your feet are under the table, when the tablecloth of grace that covers the table and folds up in your lap, when it's in place, no one can see what your walk is like. Maybe you're not proud of your walk. Maybe you're crippled, and maybe it's no fault of your own. It makes no difference. Father made a covenant with Jesus, and that Jesus, that covenant, that love, all belongs to you. You have a place at the King's table, not because of anything you did. It's because of covenant. It's because of what He did. It's so cool when you sit down at the King's table and you're rubbing elbows with all the other people there. Nobody even thinks about your walk. It's not about that. We're all welcome at His table. You have a place there. There's a place set for you. Your name is written on a card right in the middle of that beautiful plate. Come on and sit down. Forget your walk. Doesn't matter. Just come sit down. You're welcome at the King's table. Enjoy.